Hello, Justin with Lucky 8 Off-Road, and today I'm going to show you how to install the roof-mounted light pod system on your new Defender L663. If you've seen this light pod before on the Trek units, it is the same one. We did 100 and some of those, and we've been getting request after request. How do I install it? So I'm going to show you how to do it. Cue the intro. Okay, there is a few different ways you can mount these. You can use basically an epoxy bond that literally bonds it to the roof of the vehicle. You can drill holes in this and then basically lag bolt it down. I don't want to do either of those things. If I put it on, later on I want to trade it in, I want to take it off. Something happens, I don't like it anymore. I want the ability to remove it. So that is why we are using 3M, and let's read it right here, VHB, very high bond. And there's multiple different versions of this tape. The one I have has something like 400,000 PSI per square inch. Actually, I'll put it on the screen what it really is. This is a high bond one we offered in the kit. And I'm basically going to double face sticky this to the roof. In order to do that, we need to prepare this surface and more importantly, prepare the roof surface. It is critical to get it clean. If you got gunk on it, next time you see this is going to be in the rear view mirror when it comes flying off your car. So we don't want that. We want to clean, 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 and double clean. All right, I'm going to get everything set up. I'll meet you on the roof. We want to kind of align it first where it's going to go. Then we'll prep it, then we'll stick it, then we'll tape it, blah, 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 blah. Let's see you up on the roof. All right, like I said, we're gonna wanna clean, clean, double clean, triple clean. I am using isopropyl alcohol. I can never say that word right. So you guys go ahead and make fun of me in the comments like you normally do. And we're just gonna clean this car up. Take my time. Gently, you don't want to grind into the paint. There's no reason for that. But we want to get all the debris, the bugs, the garbage. In this case, I've got wax from going through the car wash on it. I want to get through that, so I give the tape an excellent place to stick. Next up, we're going to bring the base on, line it up, mark it with some tape. I'll show you that next. But first, I'm going to clean this. No reason for you to watch me do it. So we'll jump ahead to setting the base on. Okay, with our base plate, we gently set it on the roof. Your instinct's gonna bring it forward. It actually doesn't go that far forward. It aligns with the little panel right here, this little seam. So we're gonna kind of set it where it goes. I'm gonna run back and forth, do both sides, and then we will mark it with some blue tape. So I know when I go to put it on the roof that all the area is super clean in between. And it'll make it a lot easier because once you stick it down, it does not want to come back off. Up on the roof here, we are about 1 inch from the seam right there to the beginning of the bottom piece. You'll notice that it runs right along this seam in the roof line. And I've used a piece of blue tape here to help identify when we go to set it back on. So I know that I need to have this clean from here all the way to the blue tape, spotless. Once that's done, and you can see we got a blue tape over there. We know where to align this when we go to put it on the roof. 1 inch, I know I'm repeating, but I'm trying to help. And we are good to go. Next step, let's get the base on the table and put on the sticky tape. Next up, you guessed it, more cleaning. We are going to clean the base plate. You'll see that there is some flat surfaces. This lip is not one, but right next to it is. So we need to get tape here. We need to get tape here and tape here. That's what's going to hold this to the roof. But before we do that, clean, 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 and clean. It's the theme of the day. Keep it clean. Ooh, yucky. Okay, now that the area is clean, we've got all the oils off, it's time to put our tape into place. I put it on and then I just take a razor knife and cut out the extras. That way I know all of my surfaces have good contacts. I'll get that done, show you what it looks like, and then it's time for the, be very, very careful, set it on the roof. With all the VHB, very high bond tape, in place, it is now time to peel it all off and get ready to stick it on the roof. I guarantee you, you can do it by yourself, but you won't like the outcome. Definitely get a friend so you can have somebody on each side and then gently align it to the blue tape that we've put up there. And then we can start to pat it all down, and then we're gonna get out the heat gun and make sure it is super sticky. With the base plate in place, I like to run over it with a heat gun. That way I am sure that the tape is sticking properly to the roof. Take your time, make sure it's on there very good. I'm even in a heated shop, but I'm not taking any chances. I recommend you do the same. Okay, the hard part is done. Now it's time for the fun satisfaction part. We're gonna mount the lights to the base plate and then we just drop on the cover. I'll meet you up on the roof and I'll show you how to mount the lights. Here we are on the roof. I like to just really, I'm pulling on this. It should be extremely difficult to move. Remember, it's gonna go down the road at your speed limit. It should not be able to budge. This one's on there. So now I'm gonna put the lights in. Yes, you can put the lights in first. Again, it's so critical to make sure it lands in place. It's way lighter without them, but uh-oh, we're gonna want those. You do you. Next up is the light itself. Fits in this little pocket here. I got distracted because I knocked the screws on the floor. We're gonna want those. But anyways, yeah, here's your light. These two tabs, sits in here, and just simply Phillips screwdriver them in on both sides. All right, guys, I'm having second thoughts. I got all these tools, makes my life easy. I got this awesome little stubby screwdriver. I can get in there with it. It's a ratchet. If you don't have one of those, you're gonna wanna put the lights on first. That way you can get your longer screwdriver through here. But I say go invest in yourself. Get a little stubby, get a little ratchet, and life will be good. With all of our lights in place, you are going to have to adjust them when we put the cover on, but don't need to worry about that yet. It is time for the wiring harness. We're just gonna kind of clip them all in. Well, this is a mess, I went about that wrong. All right, here we go. So just gonna set them up here, clip them in, and then there's a little pocket that they sit in, and then the main harness goes down the pillar like so. I'll bring the camera up, show it to you when it's all done. All right, guys, this is what it looks like when I'm done. I use Gorilla Tape to hold the connections down, the little clips, so they don't rattle, and then I sporadically just put a little tape on it to make sure the wires don't bounce around. Not that they're going anywhere, but I feel better that way. Next up, we're gonna put the 4 clips in. I'll show you those next. Here's one of the clips. As you can see, the other one has been installed. Just slide them in like so, and then we drop the screws down to hold the lid on. Okay, we got all 4 clips in. Actually, I'm gonna pocket with my screw. This is what the screw, little Phillips screwdriver. Sometimes they're Allen's, stainless steel, they go on the top. This has a lip on it right here, and it needs to catch this lip. You scoop it in like that. And the cable here has a notch that it goes out. So we want to get that in place too. Working so hard, I'm sneezing. Now we can move to the wiring. Take our wiring harness and we're gonna loop it down this A-pillar. Everybody's got a plastic trim tool. I pry it open with that and just gently get the wiring harness behind it. If you want to go crazy, you can pop this cap right here, take out the Torx, remove it, but I find it just pretty easy to slide it in place. I'm going to work that all the way down. I'll bring the camera and show you, and then we're going to bring this into the engine bay. With the wire into the fuse box area, it's time to install our little remote relay. This light kit comes with a remote, so you don't have to bring wires into the engine bay. What you do is decide where you're going to put your relay. I'm going to do it right here on the firewall on the inside. Cut the wires, connect them to output, positive, negative. That's going to go up to the light. Take the harness where you cut it and then put it on input and bring that harness over to the constant power for the 12 volt and the ground. It's kind of dealer's choice in here too. I've seen guys hook them up to Switch Pros and the S-Pods, all kinds of great things. The new Garmin one that we use is an awesome option. So I'm going to just wire it as basic as possible. But if you're using a different one of those devices, then that's on you. I'll get to work and then I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. Okay. I used double-sided sticky tape and put the controller right here. Ran my wiring harness out underneath this foam next to this strut support. Brought the ground to here, and over here, you can see there's a fuse, and that's where the power connects. All right, there you have it. Clean, 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 and clean. 3M tape the housing to the roof, put the lights in, unless you don't have a stubby screwdriver, address the wiring, make sure it's out of the way so everything slides in real nice, bolt it all down, take the wiring harness down the pillar, run it next to the fuse box, connect the relay box, power everything up, and then you'll have your little controller. You can put this anywhere you like inside the cabin, and it is wirelessly controlled. All right, guys, hope it's been helpful. I'll see you on the next one.